welcome. I'm so glad to see all of you here for another presentation of Sisters in the Spirit. I am Minister Cynthia Marie Williams, and this is my beautiful co-host,
Wizella.
soul sister friend, Wizella Jackson. I love her dearly, and she does a great overview of all that we have seen in the writings of the different authors that we have overviewed and now looking. We have been dealing with one of the writings, and that is by the author who wrote about the woman as a goddess. And I know last Thursday I gave you a quote from this writer about when man took over, he created the wars, but he also wanted dinner on time. I thought that was kind of funny, but there's so much that is going on today. I'm not going to sit here in this presentation today. We're women in the spirit, sisters in the spirit, and we're here in Chicago, and there's a lot going on across the country politically. And I know with the murder rate and all those who have been murdered here, it killed the children and all those who have been murdered in Chicago. It concerns me. I'm not going to be in denial and not talk about that reality. And I always say, and I've said in my shows, that the mother is the first teacher. And my question is, who was the mother of the two brothers that killed Dwayne Wade's cousin? And it's just sad that you have these males who are at a point where they have no value and worth of themselves. Now, I worked in the elementary school level, and we began to realize some of our children were coming from very toxic, dysfunctional families. And one of the ways that can be corrected is if we have teachers who are conscious of these things, and they can some way help these children by giving them the proper love, respect, and proper discipline. It's a balancing act, because they're coming from homes that are very messed up. Now, what I'm doing right now is presenting to you that element of who and what we are as women of color, the original goddesses and the mothers of everyone on this planet. And with the writings of this author about women as the goddesses, my friend here, Wizella, I love her so much, and we have so much fun together. And that's what I'm saying. Come to the women's group, Sisters in the Spirit. We meet every Sunday at 3 p.m., and we can have fun. It's not all about seriousness, but it's also about helping us to heal from our woundedness. Now, Wizella, what is it that you'd like to talk about in regards to the writings of the author who wrote about women as goddesses?
Well, there are a couple of things I want to mention. Chapter 3, and there are a few things in Chapter 3. I haven't finished it, but there's something that strikes me that's so close to the things that I've been thinking about and things that I've noticed with powerful women and the order that things are in now. There's one major writer from back then called, his name was Dionysius, I want to say his name right, Diodorus Siculus. And he's written quite a few things. He did some traveling in Libya and some other areas where the women are now wearing burqas, clothes all the way over, a little strip from the eye sometimes, oftentimes things on their hands, so you can't see any skin. And in those years, this is before Christ, when the women had the babies, they would turn them over to the husband. And the husband would raise these children, feed them milk and whatever kind of food that the child could eat at that time. And the women was running the government. The women were also warriors. In this chapter, I'm seeing more about samurai women, Amazons and such.
Wait. Are you telling me actual Amazon? I thought that was just something that was mythical,
No.
that they just created and we watched that on television.
No.
They were
the women
Amazons?
got out there and they kicked butt.
Really?
Yes.
But the warrior part, I can agree. I understand that. Thank you. Continue, please.
Yes. There's a number of movies and sci-fis written about that as well. But when they did it, it was a lot different. There wasn't any pillaging and rape and all that. They went in, they cleaned up, they did what they took over a lot of land.
Who did they fight? These were women warriors.
neighboring lands. If they wanted to,
Did they
this
fight
land to be a
men,
part,
or did they fight other women?
They fought other women. If women were in charge of those lands, they fought men as well, and they did well, very, very well. I know I mentioned last week that there really weren't that many wars, and there wasn't. Because though the women were strong, probably not as muscular strong as men, they were strategically effective. You know, they didn't go in trying to see what kind of pleasures that they could partake in. You were gone. It's kind of reminded me of a movie with what's the guy? One of the guys. I can't think of the name now. I won't waste time trying to think about it. But he was quick. When he met the enemy was gone. They did not mess around and play around like a lot of the men do or did in hand-to-hand combat, and like a lot of men do now.
And you know something? I want to say something that may sound very grotesque to the audience. But I have a Nigerian male nurse. And as I told all of you, I've gone through health challenges and I'm still here. And this has been my assignment. But I I think he told me that there were women warriors in the land of Africa. And one incident that occurred was that these women warriors were fighting against the French who were colonizing. And it's grotesque in the fact that what happened, the story goes, is that when the French warriors would bed the women would kill them. They took advantage of their sexual lust nature, and they would kill them.
Well, men are weak
so
that
I
way
mean,
in many
it's
cases.
a whole different. And when you talk about the way that the women, I mean, that's on that level. I don't believe in murdering, killing, or any of that, but that is a story of the past.
Yes.
And these women were very efficient in how they went about fighting wars, but you're saying they did not continue to fight wars.
They were deadly. They were quite deadly. But the efficiency and the strategy that they employed to get the job done was tremendous. Now, a lot of those evidence, the information was destroyed because once the men were able to manipulate them in such a way and took over, evidence of how women were in power in Iraq. It wasn't Iraq at that time, and Turkey, and places that are in heightened power now were ran by women. They destroyed it because they didn't want this to happen again. They did not want the chance of these powerful, smart, intelligent women coming back to do the same thing.
I want to say something right now because this is so engrossing, and I want all of you to be a part of it. And you can call in right now as we listen to with Zella. I'm excited myself. And call that number at the bottom of the screen, 312-738-1060. This is a hotline call-in live show right now. And if you want to participate, have a question or statement, and I'm truly excited because she's got me, we're dialoguing about some history of who and what we are as women of color, our history. That's a sociological part that you can find out when you come to the meeting on Sunday at 3 p.m. At my home, and we can talk about different things. Go right ahead, darling. Excuse me for interrupting.
Oh, that's just fine. Mm-hmm. There is so much more to this book and
writing.
To this writing. yes. However, I would really recommend that you call Reverend Williams, so you can get the title of the writing and the author's name and read it for yourself. It's very interesting.
Wow.
And we can talk about it. I would probably be on a conference call with her during the meeting sometime, and we could expound on it even more. I live a distance, but
it's so much. Go ahead.
More on the writing. When the women were in power, you need to understand that still having that power, there is a mothering nature that females have. And with that in mind, wanting to soothe, comfort, and keep people happy, people that are dear to them happy. This was there was, as you read into it, you can see that it was kind of a slithering move that the men employed to take over. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You know, if you want to take over, you got to employ whatever kind of strategy you have to employ to do that. I'm mentioning that because during the time that the women were revered as goddess, there was less war. There was less famine. Of course, that was a long time ago, and we have different things going on right now, but we still have the same planet, still have the same kind of land for the most part. And we believe that there is an order, a natural order of things. That's one of the reasons I told Reverend Williams that I would certainly dig into this writing, and I want to, at some point in time, cross-reference it with some of the other things. I'm learning too. I am really learning too with this. But with that natural order that I want to talk about is that I think, I believe, I feel that if we as couples, men and women, or that gender that is more the female gender and a gender is more the male gender, whether you're alternative lifestyle living or heterosexual, that it would be a great idea for you to just to really get a balance there, okay? There's no need for one-upmanship and jealousy and all that. Just create a balance and understand that there really is enough for everyone out here. And I think if we as a mass of people on this planet, we can get rid of the upper 1% that's keeping everyone dumbed down, starved, and trying to harbor everything to create power and keep a bank of slaves in prison when these people could be out co-creating with the rest of us, because there's some intelligent minds there. Okay, we want to get to the next planet. We want to get to the next millennium. We want to fly some rocket ships to another galaxy. You can't have people's minds all bottled up.
Well, how can we lift up to a higher level and higher vibration? Because we can get into some really deep things about the solar system, the planets, the stars. You know, there are vibrations to all of these things, and that creative energy is just magnificent. Right now, I want to show you an overhead so you'll be aware of who and what we are about. Sisters in the Spirit.
Sisters in the Spirit.
And there's a beautiful icon of Cleopatra and Nefertiti. I love that image. A gentleman, a black man, gave me that, and I'm very appreciative of it. In that he got that little lash on that icon, and it's beautiful, just beautiful. Now, this is the image of the poster for our meeting that I have on Sunday at 3 p.m. You can see my email address and my phone number, and I've had people call me after the show was over and talk to me, and I had gentlemen have called me, and they're curious and they have questions. But I want many of you who are female out there to understand this Sisters in the Spirit is for you, and for all of you who are wounded. And with that, I also have a 12-step program. And with this 12-step program, it teaches us how to deal with our emotional issues and let me read a little something off of this for you so you can understand what it's about. The promises of this EA 12-step program is for everyone to have a new freedom and happiness. And happiness, when you use the word happiness, that's really big, that's really major, because most of us aren't feeling very happy. And happiness would be, to me, a contentment inside oneself, at peace within oneself, and being able to connect with all that we have available to us in this life, and looking beyond the physical and understanding we're more than the flesh. As a metaphysician minister, I teach that we are, and that is a fact, spirit, soul, and body. And that spirit is the creative energy of the universe, that who and what we actually really are. And that soul is that personality. That's why I'm feeling very fortunate. If any of you are LP LBGTQ and understanding. I called in on that program last Friday, and the lady there, she said I gave an excellent explanation of what that's all about. Because people call in about the community, and I think they think of them as someone who is not particularly, how should I put it, healthy sexually. They seem to be very frightened of the LBGT community Q. And that's not right, because we're all part of the creative universe, and we all are here to respect and honor one another and not to be judgmental of one another. And I think when we look at the things in this women's group, Sisters in the Spirit, it talks about women. We're talking about women. We're talking about we who can bear not only males but females in our bodies, but also that spirit of love, respect, and harmony. I think as you continue on as to how these women were able to balance that in their existence in the past.
Very well. And some of us are doing that now. It's many of them are called eccentric people when they do that, but it is being done now, and it's not necessarily an alternative lifestyle in many cases, but it's taking charge a charge of things naturally. And there are some men who realize that. They're giving women credit for credit. There have been men in our history that did it. What's the guy? Tesla, for example. He started to give women credit.
He did.
And, he did. Genius. He was a genius.
With electricity and creating what they said might have been the first cell phone. They said that he was so far ahead that he created something that was similar to the cell phone. Now they want to say on Star Trek they had the first cell phone when they started that show. But it was just outstanding that he was that brilliant.
She needs the water.
He was that brilliant. And that he felt that much about women like that. Thank you. And I want all of you who are listening, and I mean the guys that have called in, I love you so much, because you have respect for who and what we are as women. And I want to thank all of you, male, female, gender, whatever that gender may be, to understand that we are all the same, and all around the world, the dysfunction and toxicity, and I must admit to that, it does happen. Let's be real. What's going on here in the United States with all the different shootings and things going on. We're talking about what happened in Syria, and where what was it? Was it Red Cross? It was a caregiving medical people that were murdered because of the airstrikes or whatever. We have got to learn that we are more than just physical, that we are to be loved and respected, not only within ourselves, but each other. And that the power, it's so deep, and I want some of you to realize, come to see me. My number is at the bottom of this over here. I want you to understand it's a deeper issue out here. Spiritual, metaphysical. Call me, 312-802-4743. After the show, I do counseling and teaching. And there's so many deeper issues that would help you to understand who and what you are, so you'll be able to deal with this, what we say, the hellhole of living on this planet. I feel good. This beautiful woman right here, I love her. I vibrated to bring this woman into my life. She vibrated for us to be together. Sometimes you go through relationships, male, female, and you're like, wow, they're no good people. But if you learn how to lift up your consciousness, your mind, and believe, then you will draw unto people who are like you, who have caring and heart and empathy. So I don't want any of you to feel like you're alone. I'm here for you. Wazella is here for you. We are here for you. And we want you to attend the meeting every Sunday at 3 p.m. There's no charge. Call my number, 312-802-4743. 4743, and I'll tell you where I live, and you can come there and we can talk about different things, and I can help you deal with your woundedness. And I will have open meetings for males. Also, I did that last year, as I said before. But the closed meetings are for we women, so we can talk about some things that are personal to us as women. But we're not here because we're hating on men. We love the male. We love all people. But specifically for me, as I told you before, my job assignment after I came out of that coma was to go back to the women's group. That's what I was told. So I want to thank all of you for listening and calling in. And I just had a birthday, Earth Day, as my friend in Arizona calls them, Earth Day, September the 18th, last Sunday. And I want to say to you that we're going to...
birthday.
Yeah, thank you so very much. Our Earth Day. Earth Day. When I came into this world, okay? But I want to say to all of you, if we know how to stand and be strong and support each other, we can make it through. We can vibrate on higher levels and we can have beauty in this world. The mind can create the reality. Wherever you're at, how bad you can come out of it. But we're here to help you and teach you and show you the way. The light upon the hill, without getting real religious, but that spiritual light where we can help each other. Well, do you want to say some more about your writings that you were reading about? Is there other points?
To assist you in this wonderful organization that you have, I want to finish the entire book, and I like to cross-reference it with some other powerful authors from that thousands of years ago up to now and use some examples. And I want to show some examples of women that are from the East who are feeling that sense of power. They may have been reincarnated. I don't know. I know that may sound far-fetched for some of you, but it is not unusual.
We can go there because we are not dealing with traditional.
Thank you.
We've been conditioned. See,
yes.
I've said to all of you, we have been conditioned as African descended people. We were very spiritual.
People, period.
We were all spiritual in some kind of way. In this man-made world, we get put in a box, like you said.
Stay in the box. Don't get out of the box.
Yeah, we stay in this box. But we're here to share with you that you can come out the box and feel comfortable and not frightened and understand the power that you have within you. And, sometimes when you talk about power, good and evil, I sometimes think about the fact that we feel that evil can overcome good, but you have to know how to battle against evil.
Yes.
It's a consciousness.
Oh, yes.
And I tell you, it's a wonderful thing. We have a caller. Yes, caller. Can we have your question or statement, please?
Can we have your question? I just want to say that's a great show. That's all. I just want to say that's a great show. That's all.
What's the question?
What's the question, sir? So did we lose that caller? We might have lost that caller.
Sounds like.
Okay, so I think he was saying something about, did he say, what are we talking about? Maybe you just tuned in, sir. We have another caller. Yes, caller. We have your question or statement, please.
We only have 2 minutes. Go ahead. Speak, caller.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but the call is maybe something technical. Yes, okay.
I guess it's something
but
technical.
But as Zella and I speak with you about, we begin with the woman, but we're talking about the creative energy that the woman has and her connectedness to the universe. But we also want to say that we are balanced in our view of the male, masculine divine, as well as the feminine divine. But I'll say to you women, since this is my assignment, this is my soul sister who's with me in this, that this is where we're at now. Right now, the women's meeting, women's gathering, Sisters in the Spirit, is going to help to dovetail into the family structure, to help do some healing with it. I just want to thank all of you. Next Thursday will be my last Thursday in this cycle here at CAN TV. I've really enjoyed my time here. So I will be back next Thursday. And please call in, call my number after the show. And any other questions you want to have, come to the meeting. Peace and blessings to all of you. And I love you.
Bye.